Hello everyone, it's Ashley at the Silver Bay Public Library, and I'm back once again with a read aloud for you guys. As you may remember, last time we finished our story, A Single Shard. How sad. But I am back with another story for you guys. This one is called The Lost Jewels of Naboo. However, unlike a normal book, this one is a choose-your-own-adventure story. If you don't know what that is, it means that as you read parts of the story, you'll get two choices. You move to the pages. So, for example, I'll just grab an idea here. It says if you choose one thing, you go to page 97, and if you choose the other thing, you go to page 100. So you jump around in the book, and you get a unique story every time. Some of these books will have hundreds or thousands of different combinations of endings that you can choose. And we have quite a few of these kind of books here at the library. So I will go through an ending, see how long it takes. We might do a couple different endings from this book, and then maybe we'll move on to one of the other ones. But I am going to read the back for us, just so you get an idea of what the story, what is happening at the beginning. So, 2 huge diamonds and 2 priceless rubies have been stolen from a museum in Paris. Ooh. People in your own family have died trying to protect these jewels. Now you must help your cousins, Peter and Lucy, do the same. But is it worth risking your life? Strangers offer to help, even the police, but can you trust them? Remember, you control what happens next by turning to the page you choose. Could you choose your own adventure? And like I said, The Lost Jewels of Naboo by R.A. Montgomery. So, it even says there's a new secret online ending, which I'm not going to do, but if you come in and check this book out, you can do it for yourself, or read one of the other fabulous stories. But we are going to begin, and it has a warning at the beginning, so I guess we better read that. So it says, beware and warning. This book is different from other books. You and you alone are in charge of what happens in the story. There are dangers, choices, adventures, and consequences. You must use all your numerous talents and much of your enormous intelligence. The wrong decision could end in disaster, even death. But don't despair. At any time, you can go back and make another choice, alter the path of your story, and change its result. You are about to embark on a search with your cousins, Peter and Lucy. Jewels with powers almost beyond human imagining have disappeared from a museum show in Paris. Or did the jewels ever make it out of Africa? And what does your uncle have to do with it? It's time to buckle down to some good old-fashioned detective work. But watch your back. So, now that we have read the warning, we are going to start off with, well, on page 1. There's no chapters or anything, so we're just going to have to go, and eventually we will put a pause on things. So, let us jump in then. Halfway through your summer vacation, you get an urgent telegram from your cousins Peter and Lucy. Need your help finding the jewels of Naboo. Fly to Boston at once. Bring passport. Danger. Be careful. Peter and Lucy. After reading the telegram several times, you are still puzzled. You remember the jewels. Who could forget them? The 2 diamonds shone like the sun's reflection off a glacier, and the 2 rubies were like the eyes of a jungle creature at night. Peter's father had brought them from a trader in Morocco many years ago. The trader had been nervous about the sale, but also anxious to get rid of the jewels. 2 days later, Peter's father had returned to the Kasbah to ask more about the jewels, only to find the stall closed. A small sign announced the sad and unfortunate death of the stall owner, a Mr. Abdul Said. That same day, he received a letter at his hotel demanding the return of the jewels. The letter warned him that his life was in danger if he did not return them. He ignored the letter, but he always hinted about the strange and mysterious powers the stones held. Peter and Lucy tell you the jewels have been stolen from a museum show in Paris. What can you do to help your cousins find them? You pack your bags and leave your house in New Orleans and fly to Boston. You glance over your shoulder, nervously searching for followers. Peter and Lucy meet you at the airport. We don't have much time, Peter announces. If you agree to help, take the plane to Paris tomorrow afternoon. From Paris, you'll fly to Morocco. You'll have to hurry. And there's a picture, I don't know if you can see it, of the vendor where the jewels were first bought. But Peter, you complain, I don't understand what this is all about. You will when you read this letter. Here. It reads, the jewels of Naboo are 4 keys to the hidden wisdom and wealth of a secret African tribe. Those who have the jewels either enjoy health and fame, or they suffer agony beyond belief. The current owners of the jewels must guard against their being lost or stolen. They must wait to hand them over to the appointed messengers of Naboo. Loss of the jewels could mean death. You are puzzled by the letter. Peter and Lucy try to reassure you, but the truth is that their lives have been threatened if they continue to search for the jewels. They have asked you to search for the jewels because you are unknown to the thieves. You will be relatively safe as anyone can be, on the trail of the jewels of Naboo. If you agree to go on tomorrow's plane for Paris, go to the next page, and if you demand more time, information, and extra help, turn to page 9. So now we're with our first choice. And now I know, sadly, you guys can't help me make this decision, so I will try to make the best decision for the both of us, or for all of us, depending on how many of you wonderful people are watching this. But I'm here for some adventure, so we're going to go to the next page and go to Paris. Fasten your seatbelts. Put your seat backs in an upright position. Turn off all electronic devices. Flight 231 for Paris is now ready for takeoff. The flight attendant explains about emergency procedures, but you listen with only half an ear. Then there is the roar of the jet engines as the plane rushes down the runway and leaps into the air. Turning away from the small plane window, you notice that the person sitting next to you is doodling on a pad. Long, narrow fingers grasp the gold pen tightly. They are a bloodless white. What is creepier still is they have no nails. You sneak a closer look at his face and see eyes that reflect no light, a thin mouth showing no lines at the corners, and a closely shaven jaw. A mustache hides a scar that runs from the nostril to the corner of the mouth. You look down and see the scribbles on the pad are diamond-shaped. They seem to spell out the word Naboo. A shiver of fear races through you. This cannot be a coincidence. The person next to you certainly knows who you are. He too must be looking for the missing jewels. Fatigue overcomes your fear, and you fall into a troubled sleep. When you waken, you are over the English Channel, descending toward Paris. Would you care to share a taxi into Paris, my friend? It's the man next to you. You start at his words as though a knife were tickling the back of your neck. Why, I don't know. Where are you going? It is a pretty lame way to delay your answer, but you need to do some fast thinking. The stranger fixes you with an eerie stare and says, "We are searching for the same thing. I need your help and you need mine." You have a sudden vision of a strange man beckoning you into his taxi. If you accept his ride, so we can either accept his offer for the cab ride, or make an excuse and refuse his help. I was always taught never to get into cars with strangers, so we're going to politely refuse his offer. So we're going to turn to page 12. A large crowd gives you the perfect opportunity to escape. Deciding to avoid your companion, you duck into a phone booth. The crowd swirls around you and he is gone. Slowly you open the door, look cautiously around, and step out onto the airport waiting room floor. There is a tap on your shoulder. You spin around. Standing there is a tall woman with intense eyes and a muscular midget in a tracksuit. He has a small laptop with him. "Come with us. We are going to help you with the jewels of Naboo," the woman announces. "Too much. No matter where you go, they are after you. Is there no escape?" Okay, what is it? What do you know?" She looks at you and then says, "There is a jet waiting over in the private air terminal. It will take you to Morocco. Here is your identification." She hands you a small sliver of ivory with a design on it. "Whoever sees it will give you help. Good luck." The short person grins in an evil way. He opens up the laptop so you can look inside. It's not a laptop at all. It contains a dagger with a sharp point. The dagger sends you a different kind of message than the kind you get over the internet. A very different message. Now we can either go to the jet or tell them that there must be some mistake and drift off into the crowd. Seems a little suspicious, and I'm still kind of wary of all these people, especially if they have a knife. So we're going to try to disappear into the crowd. "I'm sorry. This must be a mistake. You have the wrong person. I don't know anything about jewels of..." What did you say the name was? Jewels of Natusi or Magusi? The woman looks at you with a puzzled expression. She pulls out a small whistle and blows it. It is a silent whistle designed for dogs. Within seconds, you are surrounded by French police and hustled off to a small room where you are questioned for 2 hours. They accuse you of being a smuggler. "But I've never smuggled anything in my life. Search me." The two police officers on either side of you do a quick but complete search. Amazing. In a jacket pocket they discover a small packet. When it is opened, you are shocked to see a very large uncut diamond. So you are not a smuggler. Well, what do we have here? This is mere nothing, eh? You know smuggling such diamonds from countries in Africa is an international crime. What do you have to say for yourself now? Oh my. Now we can either tell them about the jewels of Naboo or call the American Embassy for legal help. Let's call the American Embassy to be safe. The American Embassy sends over a member of the legal staff. You tell her the long, complicated story. Her advice is to return to the United States as quickly as possible. She will do her best to get the French police to release you. The jewels of Naboo are too dangerous for you to retrieve alone. Let them be. You feel depressed, but you are also convinced that there are too many people involved for you to handle. You follow her advice, give up the chase, and return to the United States. The end. That was a very short ending, and we seem to have made a lot of mistakes. So, we're going to tell the French police about the jewels instead this time around. So let's back up a bit. And so instead of telling the American Embassy, we're instead going to tell the police about the jewels. And see if that gives us a better, more continuous end. Or longer story, I should say. Captain, let me explain. Give me a chance. This is all a dreadful mistake. I need your help. The police captain looks at you, and a knowing smile crosses his face. We're always here to help. What help do you require? You don't like the tone of his remark. It's about the jewels of Naboo. The captain, who has been toying with the pen, drops it on the floor as if it were red hot. The jewels of Naboo? He looks across to the other officers in the room. The jewels? What a curse they all are to all who are involved with them. What do you know about them? You're nervous, but you try to keep your cool. You tell the police that you suspect that the diamond was slipped into your pocket by someone who is trying to frame you. It's a far-fetched story, but the police captain seems to believe you. To make sure, he calls Interpol, the international police. He jabbers in French, nodding his head. You understand what he says, but don't let on. Then he turns to you and says, Interpol tells me that you are telling the truth. We would like to help you. The jewels of Naboo are powerful, and those who seek them can be dangerous. If you would like, we can provide you with a plainclothes detective, or if you would prefer to go on to Morocco alone, we can give you a special phone number to call if danger threatens. So, do we accept the officer of police protection, or go alone? I think it's going to be safer if we stick with the police for now, so we're going to have police protection. A small, thin, nervous-looking person is called in. They introduce him as Raoul Thierry, Special Detective in the Smuggling and International Crime Division of the French Sûreté. He works with Interpol, the worldwide police network cooperating with almost all countries in the pursuit of criminals. Raoul says little, but you are glad to have him with you. You sit alone with him working on a plan of action. He says, This could be my most interesting and perhaps my most dangerous case. Would you like to carry a gun? Perhaps you will need it. So we either can accept a weapon or refuse to be armed. Now, I don't want to hurt anyone, so I'm not going to take a weapon, even if it might be safer. You don't like guns, as I said. Raoul is upset that you won't take one, but it is up to you. Now what? He suggests lunches in a little restaurant on the left bank because, according to him, it is always best to begin difficult tasks without the burden of hunger. The restaurant is named Albert's. It is pleasant, the food tastes good, and the owner is friendly. When the meal is done, you pick up the check. At the bottom of the check is written, Leave by the back door. Turn left at Rue Pelican, so Pelican Street. Right at Rue Fiaguerre Street. Wait until you are contacted. R.G. Raoul has gone to wash his hands. He does not return. You are now alone. So now we can either follow the instructions on the note or wait for Raoul to return. And then, if you see at the bottom here, there's a little square which actually has something about the secret ending on it. But I do not obviously have a laptop with me, so we will not be doing that. And instead, I'm up for some adventure, so I think we are going to go and follow the instructions on the note. You search for Raoul. The waiter, who is busy wiping breadcrumbs off the tablecloth, says he left in a hurry through the back door. You walk up and down Rue Fugere for more than half an hour. Then a car pulls to a stop. The window is rolled down, a hand slips out. A piece of paper flutters to the ground. Go to the Eiffel Tower. Take the elevator to the top. RG. Should you do this? You don't know who these people are. It's like a treasure hunt. But the results could spell death. If you go to the Eiffel Tower, so we can either go to the Eiffel Tower or double back to the restaurant. I'm in for an adventure, so let us go to the Eiffel Tower. Once atop the Eiffel Tower, you look out on the beautiful city of Paris. In the slanting light of late afternoon, it sparkles like 1,000 jewels. The sun is reflected from panes of glass. They shimmer like radiant gems for a minute, then the sun dips lower. The jewels of Naboo were finally about beauty and peace. And beauty is all around us, if we just look and really see. The end. Well, we finished 2 endings, so I think we're going to leave it there. We are going to read this one for sure again on Monday in hopes of finding the jewels. So, thank you so much for listening. Check back again for more Choose Your Own Adventure story. Have a wonderful day, and bye-bye.